Hey everyone, this is Sidharth Kumar from ReviewMagic, and today we'll be discussing more about the movie The Last Color. Now, The Last Color is available on Einthusan, and very recently, when I was browsing through the list that is on this particular portal, The Last Color came to my mind, and I think the poster, which showcases Neena Gupta, I immediately knew that this was going to be a movie, not the usual commercial cinema that you see, because Neena Gupta taps into those domains in the Indian cinema, which are very thought provoking. They have a strong message that comes out in the community, and I'm a big fan of Neena Gupta. I've been seeing her shows in SANS as a kid back home in India, and I thought, yes, this would be something interesting to watch. I looked at the synopsis. So essentially, the plot is about a bonding between Neena Gupta, who is a widow. She lives in an ashram in Vrindavan, which is a holy city based in India, and the bonding between her and a young girl who is essentially, a girl who, walks on the rope, is trying to make ends meet. So a small young girl. So that's the bonding between them and how this relationship evolves. So this is the story about widows in India, how they are not able to celebrate Holi, which is a big color festival in India. It's tradition that they used to be tradition that when you become a widow, you're not going to be able to celebrate. You wear white clothes, and how this bonding between the girl, which her movie name is Choti, it's and played by Aqsa Siddique, how this transforms, and what good things does it bring for the society. So we're going to talk more about this in this movie review. So the movie is being directed by Vikas Khanna and Anuj Tyagi. The first time I heard about Vikas Khanna, I instantly knew that perhaps this is going to be a movie from the chef who is very famous. He lives in New York. He has a restaurant which I have been to, and I'm not sure why he decided to move into direction, but this is a movie, a must watch. This is about transformation of life, especially of widows who, for centuries, as I mentioned before, there is a tradition where, these ladies just have to embrace simplicity. They cannot eat anything more than rice and water, and they just have to stay away from practicing Holi or any other festivities that involve color or things like that. So I think the movie, it starts off with a scene where there is the Supreme Court advocate played by Princy Sudhakaran, and she's the grown-up Choti. She's fought on issues about transgenders, equality, freedom, and this time Supreme Court has decided that widows can also play Holi. So that was a new law that came into effect, and Choti goes back into flashback. She goes visits Vrindavan after 24 years, and the scene is that she's sitting next to a small pot, a tulsi pot, and where she takes out a book, which was the book of Neena Gupta when she used to live there. Now, going back in time, 25 years back, Choti, she's a young girl born on the streets of the Ganges, and she has a friend with her. So they try to make ends meet, and they're always chased by cops because they are just trying to just they're causing some chaos for the local cops. And as a matter of that, she comes in touch with Neena Gupta. So Neena Gupta is a widow. She stays in the ashram, which houses almost 30 to 50 widows that have been there for quite some time. And this relationship starts to evolve. Choti always ends up meeting Neena Gupta, who was, worshipping, who just is sitting on the bank of the Ganges River. And Choti is always curious. She tries to ask Neena Gupta as to, why does she only wear white sari? Why is she not coming out in the evening to meet her? Why is she not playing Holi? So, as a kid, you're so curious. You're always asking questions. And, kids are very, docile, but they're full of energy. They don't know much of the world. They're not judgmental. They don't think about a human. For them, it's pretty much everyone's equal, especially at that age. And to see this deviation in the society always, is curious to her. And she's a young, chubby girl. She's always trying to have a good time with Neena Gupta. She tries to evolve her. She tries to say, "Hey, let's meet in the evening." And Neena Gupta also complies after a period of time because she likes spending time with Choti. They discuss a lot of things. She tells us her things which Choti cannot comprehend or understand because she's young. So I think that's a very beautiful relationship and a story that Vikas has shown. And even though he's a chef, this is a story that is a must watch about the old traditions that still hold a majority of our community and society. Having to be typecast as untouchable just because your husband died and now you have to live a life of a widow. I think some things have been shown in the movie which today also exist. So I think the story definitely is very engaging. It's glued. And Choti tries to bring nail polish, and she's trying to make Neena Gupta just kind of have more fun in life. And but she still has a struggle. She's trying to make ends meet. Wherever she goes with Neena Gupta to a restaurant, there's a scene there, and people won't eat there because Neena Gupta is typecast as untouchable. So she can't sit there. She cannot eat things beyond rice and water. There are tea sellers on the bank who don't want to talk to her. So she's pretty much aloof. She's getting hard time from her own roommate, who understands that Neena Gupta has started to go out a lot, interacting with this kid, and she's coming back here. The cops are corrupt. The system is broken. There is a transgender woman who is continually being harassed by this cop and his colleagues. And I think eventually, this transgender woman is killed, and Choti gets she's taken into custody, and she's put in a lockup with men. I think that's a very gruesome scene where there is no empathy for a young girl. Things are still very broken in that society, but it does catches the notice of a reporter who comes from Delhi and who's trying to have the story written about who killed the transgender woman Anarkali, and bringing justice to Choti and everyone there. And also there is a scene where the cop who I'm talking about, the lead cop, he has three daughters, and in that society, his mother wants a son, and the lead cop is always giving a hard time to his wife that she can't bear a son. So I think those are some of the highlights that Vikas has portrayed in this movie, and which is not common, but it does still happen. So I thought that was good too. And eventually, Choti, she, ultimately the movie is called The Last Color, is because uh, Choti says that she is going to play Holi with Neena Gupta, and Neena Gupta, says no to her. And then eventually, you see that because Choti is a witness to the transgender's murder scene, she's running, she's escaping, and Neena Gupta brings her back to her ashram. She tries to bring her food, but the cops come there and they take her. And then, Neena Gupta is thrown off from the terrace. She eventually dies, and this remains in the heart of the young Choti, who comes back after 25 years as a senior advocate, and she empowers, she brings new meaning to life for these widows, that they also can enjoy Holi. But you'll see in the last scene, the cops come. They are again, even after 25 years. Things haven't changed. Men have their ego. The cop doesn't. He doesn't respect the Supreme Court order, which was very surprising. And he tries to touch Choti, and Choti is pretty assertive. She knows her rights, which I think was phenomenal. So eventually, I think I missed that part. Is that the last color, when Neena Gupta's funeral, her body is taken away. Choti tries her best to throw color on her dead body, and I think that's what is one of the best scenes, that she's able to do so. She's on a rope and she throws color on Neena Gupta, and that just sums it up. So she comes back. Choti grows up. She gets educated. She's a senior advocate, and eventually she's at that turning point that she's done so many things for the widows of the ashram. So, guys, beautiful story. It's a must movie for anyone. And I hope that you really enjoyed this movie. At least I did. This was really a one of the best movies at the start of 2021. So that's all from me. If you guys have any comments, you can write it down, or you want to subscribe to the channel and wait for new updates. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.